I remember I was like, oh shit, man, I shot when I broke 90 the first time, I was like, oh man, I shot a 88. He goes, shot a 96. Look at my scorecard. I shot a fucking 88. He goes, hit one into the water, this. And I was like, you told me to hit another shot. I was like, yeah, doesn't mean you missed that shot, that you got that counted. I was like, yeah, bro, but it did, like, you know what I mean? Like, I fucked up. And he goes, exactly, shot a 96. So Ron's big on that.
Welcome back to Fourball. I'm your host, Annabel Angel, joined by my co-host, Travis Miller.
We're back.
Today on the podcast, we have Ben Baller, who is an award-winning jeweler, podcaster, and golf enthusiast. Welcome, Ben.
But first of all, thank you guys for that introduction. Yeah, thank you, man. I'm glad to be here.
Dude, we're excited to have you, man.
Yeah, man, it's a little surreal. I'm starting to kind of soak it in right now. I think I kind of just like jumped right into it and didn't really think about too much, and now I'm here. I'm like, oh shit, can we cuss? I don't know. I was like, oh shit, like damn, man, you know, Bubba and whatever and everything. I'm excited, man. I'm excited to be here.
You're fully immersed in the live golf experience.
100,000,000%. You know, it's been the treatment has been A1, and I mean I'm used to A1 treatment, but like of course I'm very grateful for the position I'm in now to even have the access to be where I'm at, and I'm just embracing it, you know.
So you made your mark as a jeweler. Can you tell us a little bit about how that came about and what kind of stuff that you do?
So originally, it's funny, I was a big nightclub DJ in Los Angeles, started getting some notoriety. I was in the music business. I worked with the likes of Dr. Dre, Jay-Z, Ice Cube, Master P, and some major artists, and I became vice president of a major record label while I was a DJ. That wasn't really a common thing. If you were a street DJ, you never had access to be in the big corporations and have any pull or any say. And so I was in the music business right out of college, and I had built amazing contacts and everything. And then in the early 2000s, I was already burned out. I was burned out of music. I didn't like the business of it. I didn't like the way that the corporations, just that. And I felt like, in a way, as a DJ, I felt like an artist. And the DJs they weren't at the spotlight yet. I had had billboards in Las Vegas. I was playing, casinos, nightclubs out there. I was playing in New York. And I was just trying to find myself. And I was like, I had some discouraging words, but they weren't discouraging. They were encouraging words, but because I felt like I missed my mark, I felt like, all right, it's time for me to change my career. And Dr. Dre had said to me in a studio session, he's like, hey man, you're not making records yet? That simple line. Like, you've been around me for so many years. You've had access to my drums, my beats, my help, everything, and you thought about making beats. And I always dreamed of that. And I felt like, 4 or 5 years, whatever years had passed by, and I just was like, dude, he just crushed my life. Funny thing was, I could have probably started then and still been a big, or who knows? You never know what happens, right? So at that point, I got really tired, and when I would DJ these gigs, I would pre-record my mixes because it was such a boring time for me that I knew what celebrities were gonna come, what people were gonna come, what locals, and I would even do fake shout outs. I'd be like, yo, what's good, man? Yeah, we're at LAX tonight, blah, blah, whatever, man. Yo, shout out to whatever from No Doubt, blah, blah, and shout out to this and that. And I bought this little 8-inch television, and I had an Xbox, and I'd have a security guard pay $100 to let anybody in the DJ booth, and I would just play video games while the mix was playing. At that point, I knew it was the end.
Your heart wasn't in it.
Yeah. And then I was engaged at the time. It was the first time I'd been engaged, and I thought I was gonna get married. So at that point, I was like, yo, what am I gonna do? We're gonna start a family, we're gonna do this, this, and this. I was sick of everything. I was just like, let me just get married and do whatever. I was like being in music videos, like Lil Jon, and other people like, yo, you wanna be in a music video? Yeah, cool. And I was going through a weird transition in my life. So I was doing marketing for Nike, and I was dabbling in different things. And this is like, the internet was kind of like new still. There's no social media. MySpace kind of just started. I sold my sneaker collection and became a millionaire for the first time. So I took a year off, broke off the engagement, traveled the world, and said, what am I gonna do? My cousin was a jeweler, my uncle was a jeweler by trade from Korea. Decided I'm gonna start a business, become a jeweler, knew nothing about jewelry, just liked jewelry. Started making jewelry and just immediately started working with all my celebrity clientele that I had from the music business. So, I'd work with Mariah Carey, Fat Joe, Nas, The Game, and Travis Barker, start building up a clientele list. Wasn't until like around 08 or 09 that I realized that, one, the recession was coming around. I had to get a little smarter now. This is a luxury brand. Like, this is not a necessity, right? Like, people want food, people want to eat gas in their cars, whatever. Everything was tanking. It was a time like no one's ever experienced. So I was like, maybe this is the time where I go to school, or I learn how to make jewelry. And at that point, I was like, look, I need to understand how to master my craft. When I got to DJing, before technology took over and Serato was there, everything's like remote control. Still got to kind of have an ear to blend beats, even though it kind of tells you BPM. It's like beats per minute. You can't have a 76 beats per minute song match with a 130 beats per minute, like a house song and then like a rock rap song. Like, they won't blend together. You'd have to be creative how to, do these things. So like, I understood technology to a certain extent. I understood certain things. So I had also real great eye to detail. So at that point, I was like, all right, let me find the two best guys, master jeweler, goldsmith, anything from wax cutting to diamond setting to everything. So I started, figuring that out. And then not that far after I survived the pandemic, I trademarked some things which no jeweler's probably ever thought of as far on the street level. And when I trademarked some of these things, we started catching trends. Like, people start copying us, and it was good because we had the trademark. I started labeling the way our chains, the locks on the chains. When you think of lock, you think of like a lobster clasp. You just open it up, boom. We started doing these invisible locks with my logo on them. That, man, it's so funny. There's people today that probably have no idea why they're doing that. They don't know, like, dude, I created that. So I started doing these things, started creating these waves shortly after I get married, and my career takes off again. I decided to retire from jewelry in 2016, like October. And again, I'm in a weird crossroads. Just found out that my wife's pregnant with a third kid, a daughter finally. And I'm like, man, I don't know what I want to do. At that time, I was making money from like being an influencer, whatever, and I was like, I'm over it. A$AP Rocky and A$AP Ferg and a couple other people are like, yo, bro, you got to come back like Jordan. You got to come back like the 45, come out of retirement. We're doing Yams Day. A$AP Yams is the founder of A$AP Crew, and it was this huge thing at Madison Square Garden. I didn't tell anybody I was coming back to jewelry. The day before the show, I post a picture of just MJ in the 45 jersey, right? That's it, nothing. No caption, nothing. Next day, I post this Lamborghini chain. It's a crazy, gigantic piece, 100 carats, all iced out. Lamborghini logo that looks like Lamborghini, but it says Lamborghini. It has the bull. You fuck with the bull, you get the horns. It was like a famous saying that he said, and put this chain out, went viral, went crazy. A$AP Ferg went in the studio, recorded a song called Plain Jane. I heard it. Like, I'm in almost 100 songs. Cool, whatever.
100?
Yeah, I've been mentioned like almost 100 songs, I think. So I didn't really think anything about it. Drake's put me in songs, whatever, and I was like, all right, cool. A few months later, people are starting to play it, tag me in videos and stuff. I was like, all right, cool. June 2017 comes around. Massive people who own clothing brands are like hitting me up, like Palm Angels and these other people. And I'm like, all right, cool. #1 song in the world, right? I'm going to Shanghai, China for a convention. They're playing it at the club. I'm like, bro, I'm in Shanghai, bro. I'm in China. You know what I mean? Like, this is crazy. 2017, I win Jeweler of the Year. I'm like, damn, I'm on a fire streak. Like, I just won the PGA Championship, the Masters, the U.S. Open, and I did the Grand Slam, right?
All right there.
And I'm like, whoa, this is crazy. 2018 comes around, back-to-back Jeweler of the Year. Never happened in the history of the thing,
Wow.
Win that. So I'm like,
that's incredible.
Jesus Christ. So now, I didn't need the ego to be like bad already, and that was like one thing that my wife would hate, like, man, someone needs to bring you back to earth. But my kids humble me, or anything, whatever. And I just started doing things that people weren't doing, like collaborating with artists like Murakami, like Cause, and doing things that were, the joys in the museum. I didn't want to do the Instagram jewelry. I didn't want to do the fake lighting and all the little filter shit and all this other stuff. That wasn't my thing. I wanted to change the game. I wanted to open it up. I wanted to be like, look, you could take this into a different level. You know, you could be recognized with Rolex or by AP or whatever it may be. Get aligned with bigger brands. I was doing household collaborations with like Kingsford Grill and like, you know, Topps baseball cards and like, I'm just trying to think the NFL. Yeah. You know, I'm aligned with like liquor brands. I had Captain Morgan at the time, got me a jet, you know what I mean? And like it says Ben Baller on the side. We did a whole campaign called Cold as Captain on Ice, you know, and things like that. Now I'm aligning with major, you know, billion-dollar brands. And, you know, throughout the pandemic, I was able to, you know, just stay resilient. And any obstacle that came was cool. And I felt like nothing could stop me.
That's unbelievable, man. I mean, obviously the world you had before jewelry, your connections, being able to bring it all together and just persevere through the pandemic and make that all happen. I mean, talking about getting humbled though, so that's when you picked up golf later on, and that's certainly humbling, correct?
Oh, dear God. You know, I think earlier I was telling you, like, we're almost at 400 episodes of my podcast, and I've never listened to an entire episode. I don't want to hear my voice. It's cringe as hell. Like, it's just like, oh man, bro, it's terrible. Like, I'm embarrassed of anybody that wants to take a picture of me. You know, we're like in the middle of Illinois. We're not even like, we're an hour away from Chicago. Yeah. So for people to come up to me in the lobby of our hotel, like, it's kind of still weird. It doesn't matter where I'm at. I've been in the most random parts of Tennessee, you know, Asia, and I'm like, whoa, this is crazy, right? The internet's nuts. And when I look back at golf swings, like the first time I ever swung a club my entire life was November 2021, right? My first round was May of 22.
So what made you pick up sticks for the first time and get into golf?
So, you know, my agency represents Tiger Woods. My agent represents Colin Morikawa, Max Homa, Justin Thomas, whatever, boom. So like, I don't know what it was, but in 1 month span, George Lopez, a good friend of mine, asked me to play in this tournament. And I was like, nah, man. He goes, bro, a lot of celebrities play. They don't know how to play. And I was like, nah, I'm good. No. In that same month, don't know why, TaylorMade Golf reached out to me. I was like, hey, I want to send you some clubs. And I was like, is TaylorMade good? Like, oh, we got Tiger. That's all I had to hear. And oh, you got Tiger? Let's do it. Those clubs sat there for 5 months. I looked at them and just like, all right, cool. Didn't know anything. I don't even think I took like, in fact, I think the first time I played golf or like tried to like play, all like the stickers were still on the side. And people were like, yo, dude, you're a hack. Like, we have iron covers next. And I was like, yo, iron covers aren't cool. Like, I don't know nothing, right? And finally, I decided to play in George's tournament. And I get to the first tee, and I hit one right down the middle. Never really swung. And I was like, oh, it's game over. Yeah. You know? I didn't know how bad it looked, but it went down the middle, right? Yeah. I must have hit on the sweet spot. So I hired a coach. All came around, pretty much family. Stephen Malbin was like, I got the best coach for you. And me and this dude have been like, he's been like,
Ron?
Yeah, Ron.
Oh my God. Okay.
So Ron Del Barrio's been like my guy.
He's a
deeper
legend.
Than golf. Yeah, he's like out of it. His way of coaching is not like, you know, like we didn't have alignment sticks and a TrackMan, blah, blah, whatever. Once in a while he'd bring it out, but it was more like a Mr. Miyagi way. Yeah. And when I look back at like those early times, I'm like, Jesus Christ, bro, this is so bad. This is so bad. He's like, who gives a what that looked like? So, you know what I'm saying? Like, look at Jim Furyk's swing. He shot a 58. Like, no one gives a fuck, bro. Who cares? Go, you know, just score, have fun. But, you know, my first round of golf, you know, everyone has different rules, but there are rules, right? And I'm like, oh man, I didn't like the way that felt. I'm gonna hit another one. What do you mean? That's your shot. You can hit another one, go ahead, but that, you know, you're gonna count that shot. And I was like, come on, bro, are you serious? Then I understood why no one shot a 36, why no one shot a 50 even, right, or whatever. And then like I would hear loose terms like, oh, you get a club length, you know, if it's like a man-made hole or whatever it is or whatever, you know, there's a tree here and that. I picked up some bad habits from YouTube and friends. Okay. And then I played a tournament. And there was a tree here, and my ball was a tree here. The field marshal walks over, he goes, got 45 seconds, like, what are you gonna do? And I was like, I had like a club, and I was like, look. And the guy's like, what are you doing? I'm like, I can't swing. My club's hitting the tree. And the caddy looks at me, and he goes, oh my God, he's serious. And I was like, I get my club length, right? And I remember the guy was like, oh my God, bro, this dude, like, are you serious right now? And the guy's like, yo, punch it out. I was like, punch it out? He's like, no, bro, you know what punch? I was like, no, man, what the hell are you talking about? Punch it back on the fairway. I'm like, oh my God. And I remember, I was like, dude, this ain't for me. This game ain't for me, bro.
But it is your new obsession now.
Oh. I didn't think anything would take jewelry, cars, any other thing I liked. It surpasses all of that. Like, I don't even care about nothing. If it's golf, that's all I care about, you know? And again, you know, I remember the first time I broke 100. That was like a massive thing for me, right? First time breaking 90 was like a major thing. Hearing that flush sound, seeing that divot, whatever it was, making a super far putt. Now I'm just like, I gotta shoot par.
So you've been playing golf like competitively for less than 2 years or so, like you'd say, like
18 months now, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you've broke 80 too, correct?
I broke 80 twice, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like, that's insane. I know we were talking about earlier, but to break 100 that quickly into playing golf is a feat in itself, because the average golfer always shoots like 100 or a little over 100 or so.
And to start at 49 years of age.
Yeah, that's the thing.
You know,
too.
I haven't done anything
Starting later is
athletic
even
for
more
like 10
tough,
years, you know?
even more
like
difficult, yeah. I mean, to break 80 though, so what course did you do that at?
Angeles.
Okay.
Angeles National. I wasn't a member anywhere. In LA, it's impossible to get a tee time. I think that, you know, I think the expensive price for a public course kind of doesn't really attract, and this still gets crowded, but it was a tough course, you know. But I guess when they say I didn't know fade draw. I didn't know what a cut was. And I was like, is it cutting left or is it cutting right? Like, I didn't know, you know, and like these things, I'm like, hey, I don't get, like, bro, ask me about some other shit and I will clown you. I'm asking you because I want some help, you know. So like, I figured if someone like me could get this addicted to something I hated for so long, imagine what I could do for other people who don't understand. Now I understand access is not exactly the cheapest game, whatever. So my mind started, you know, grinding, was like, all right, let me figure this out. But, you know, I found out that Jack Nicklaus designed the course. It was based on a fade. I play a fade. So it's like, all right, cool. There's a lot of hazards there. I lost, I don't know how many balls. Like, I've lost 20 balls before in a round, you know, there, it's tough. But yeah, the day I broke 80, I was on fire. I had 26 putts that day. You know, I'm gonna be honest with you, bro, I don't care when I was lucky as hell.
I mean, big part of golf is luck, right? But just like anything, the more you work at it, practice with Ron and do whatever you're gonna do, the luckier you're gonna get, right? So.
But the thing was, I had a hater playing in my foursome so that people understood that, like, you know, like, there's no way.
So
like, this dude doesn't like me, so like, you know, and I don't pay people, like, you know what I'm saying? He was like, yeah, dude, he shot 79, bro. It's disgusting, you know what I mean? And whatever. Like, I remember, like, again, my coach, Ron, would say, yo, it's a game of misses. It's a 150-yard par 3. I hit the ball, it was about 3 feet high. I don't even know how you hit a ball. I couldn't, it's a stinger, right? Like, I could never hit a ball. It was like a 7-iron. And it went 125 yards. And then it rolled like 25 yards to the hole. Like, you know what I mean? And I was like, oh my God. And I was like, it's fucking amazing. This is great. I bladed the hell out of it, right? Like, it was one of those days. You know, on video, I had a 55, 60-foot putt from the rough, and there was like 2 slopes, and it went in. Like, it was one of those weird days.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you could play for another 10 years, and you take as many of those days as
Yeah.
Try to repeat it. Get them when you can. So
that I'm addicted.
What are your golfing ambitions, Ben? Where do you want to take it? You've been successful in jewelry. You've got your podcast, the Par 3 podcast. What are you working towards within golf?
I mean, I know this sounds absolutely ridiculous, and I did say this one time, and I regret saying it, and I think I'm too old to regret things, you know what I mean? I'm not like I'm 30 or 25 or something. I'm almost 51, right? Like, I just feel like, but I was like, it would be so crazy to just try to qualify for a Champions Tour, you know, like event or something, you know what I mean? Like, not necessarily go to Q school or something, but like an Open or something, you know what I mean, or something. That would be like the ultimate goal. But I do think, you know, I have my first tournament just happened in April, sold out quick. We have like a sub-tournament, the Wash Lord Invitational. We have the sub-tournament next month. The second annual is in April next year. I want to be it bigger. Now we have offers to do one in UK. We have offers to do one in Korea. With that tournament, eventually, when it can actually turn over maybe a little profit, maybe that can generate people from Koreatown or from inner city areas that are like more like metropolitan areas that are like design a golf course in like a metropolitan area, like in New York. You have to go outside. If I could figure out some way to like develop, whether it be, simulators, ranges, instructional things, get sponsors, get clubs for kids who don't have access to that, that'd be awesome. I'm very involved in both my kids. They're on the golf team at their school. I'm involved in that. They have a great facility to practice at. That'd be the ultimate goal, is just how do I do that while juggling everything I'm trying to do now and still pay the bills? Yeah. So that would be, amazing to like try to give just open access to, start with 20 kids, 30 kids, 50, and then eventually to hundreds and maybe thousands. I don't know, but that's where I want to go with it.
Grow the game. We hear that a lot, don't we? Grow the game. But
yeah, a lot of people say it, but they don't have a lot of like substance or meaning behind it. So I mean, it sounds like you have kind of in your mind a strategy that could work, and I mean your network, your footprint could certainly make it happen. Golf is not as accessible as it maybe should be. It's definitely really expensive sport. It's very time consuming. So to get it in the right hands of people and show them different styles of golf, you see all these indoor simulators and Top Golf, everything like that. That's truly, really growing the game, making it more fun and accessible for people.
Like in Korea, people have memberships just to ranges, right? Just going to a range inside a bar. It's like they'll have 1,000 ranges, 1,000 indoor ranges in Korea alone, right? And people just sit there. And I seen this dude, he had the most beautiful swing. He had an Adam Scott swing. Shot a 120 something. I was like, Jesus Christ. Because again, swing is great, but you can't putt, you can't, whatever. So, or can't like, kind of like gauge, right? Like when you figure out like, damn, I have weird yardage. All right, let me try to soft hit this 9-iron like 75 yards. It just feels comfortable for me. If you can't figure some of those things out, right, and touch and feel. I noticed that a lot of my fans and followers have said, man, I never thought about golf until you said something. That's the thing I'll accept.
Yeah, that's cool. That's awesome.
I think that's cool. I'm like, you bought my putter? Yeah. I'm like, all right, use it. No, I want to hold on. No, dude, use it. Stop that, bro. Stop it. Use it. I think that's cool. You could always putt in your house too and stuff, but I don't want to grow the game to be like, oh man, this dude did this. There's a million people that did it before me. It's just, why not use my platform for that, right? And maybe we can get rid of the stigma.
I heard a rumor that you're merging the two worlds of jewelry and golf and designing the Live Golf Championship rings.
Yeah, they hit us up to do these rings, and
it's very trendy, isn't it?
I'll be honest with you, I was slightly reluctant, not because of, I think just because of the politics, and I didn't want and I hate that, like I just said earlier, I don't like the fact that friendships are ending because of Trump and Biden or whatever, and I'm not a political dude at all. I don't care. I don't care, bro. I know you're a good person. You want to vote with that jersey, whatever, and people are like, oh, it's just crazy that these friendships are ending, 30-year friendships, 20 or whatever, boom, people are going, pick a line, pick a side. If you don't say nothing, you're being, complacent. Shut the fuck up, it's golf, man, and I think with my putter, when I got my first TaylorMade putter, we did a limited edition 20 putters with a 5-carat black diamond in it. That's not what I want to do. It's just something I could do. Sure. So of course people are like, oh, capitalists are scum, blah, blah, whatever. Say what you want, man. I got 3 kids, private school and other stuff. I got to figure this out, you know what I mean? But I was thinking there are cool things that I do see that there aren't in golf from existing things, like a divot tool, do I have one? I think I brought one on me.
You can really bling out everything, couldn't you? There's no limit to the...
No, there isn't. But at the same time, look at golfers. They have everything, right? But it's like, who has, an all-gold divot tool? Especially has a cool little ball marker, right? It says, this is not your practice life. It's one of my sayings. And it's got the ball marker. It's got, put it in there and place your putter and rest it there. It's got my Ben Baller logo on there. It's got a ball opener. It's like
Can
a
I
5.
see it?
Yeah, it's a 5-in-1. It's heavy too, So it feels
wow.
like it feels luxurious.
This is a guy. This is Birdie Korn, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's my boy, and he's Korean too.
Yeah, he knows Kevin Na, I think. Yeah.
He's Korean.
Yeah, this is.
So we did a collab. Did that.
7-1 here.
Yeah, and it sold out.
Yeah.
And there's cool things like that, and I just be like, hey man, people already doing it. do some head covers, do some stuff. I've been doing that before. It didn't matter what I was. If I was into auto car racing, you know what I mean? Boom, okay, let's make a cool ass helmet. Let's do certain things. Why not? I like having custom things done, you know what I mean? I like whatever, you know, it's
I mean, most people love that. I mean, why not? And golf hasn't had much of that, I think, until recent years. So before we jump into your dream Fourball, I do want to talk about, you do have a golf championship already under your belt. You won the Pro-Am.
It's in your bio. It's in your Instagram
Yeah, you
bio,
won the
Ben.
Pro-Am at Farmers. So I was on the course. Ben and I didn't know each other at this point, but I was on the course. I was following around with Jason Day and Reggie Bush. They were going low. And I think Stan from ESPN was out playing their group.
a good friend of mine. Stan Vera is actually my
Yeah.
neighbor. That's weird.
Oh, really?
We lived in the same building for a while,
So
yeah.
they were playing lights out. They walked off that 18th green claiming that they were the victors. they won. And then moments later, we see Ben with the trophy, taking a selfie. You guys ended up winning. But walk us through that. I mean, so that's a tough course, too. Torrey Pines is no joke.
So that was the first course I ever played at full 18 holes. I walked the course, played from the tip, so I'd understood how bad, you know what I mean? I used to play from the whites probably for most of my...
Yeah, if you want to be humbled, you play Torrey from the back.
Yeah, so it's Torrey South. I played a couple times after that. But Ron said, why are you using your cell phone? I was like, oh, because I'm kind of stuck in a situation. He goes, get the off the phone, you little prick. Why don't you just enjoy the scenery and be grateful that you're playing golf? And he hung up on me.
That's a great coach right there.
And I remember the par 3 that looks over the ocean, and I was like, damn, bro, this is...
Yeah, you're in heaven right there. It's beautiful.
Now I was like, I'm very grateful for my life. You know, I'm here on my own time. You know, like, this is amazing. Then as I played it more, and I was like, well, this course is just ridiculous, right? Shot a 112, and I was like, people were like, that's a really good score. And I was like, okay. Like, your putter's saving you, you know? I was like, just keep getting out of trouble. I didn't know what up and down meant. I didn't understand what that meant. And I was like, yeah, I went up and I went down. He goes, no, bro, you're not. You know, I was like trying to figure it out. So come January 25th, 2023, I'm nervous as hell. Found out the night before I'm playing with Rom. I thought I could play with someone from TaylorMade. I felt comfortable. I text Colin Morikawa. I'm like, bro, please give me a tip, like anything. Boom, I'm so nervous and whatever. And he goes, dude, it's good that you're nervous. It's good to have nerves and this, that, whatever. He goes, and then Colin texts back. He's like, I wish I could play with you. You know, because I know you feel comfortable with me. Boom, whatever. Because I'm playing with, like, you know, executive at Century, so I can't. Boom. And I was like, all right, because dude, just go out there and have fun. You know, just chill. You know, my agent, I'm like, yo, bro, I got COVID. I can't play tomorrow. He goes, you don't fucking COVID. Stop fucking lying, bro. You fucking liar. I better see you at the fucking goddamn clubhouse. I'm fucking around. You know, be there and show up. I'm like, I needed someone to push me though. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I hit up Trotty, who's like, you know, the master fitter and main guy at TaylorMade. He's like, brother, you're gonna be good. Why don't you try that 5-wood? I was at the Kingdom trying. He goes, only use it if you have a perfect lie. Like if you're flat lie, that's your club. There's this and certain things soaking in. Boom. I talked to Ron. I talked to Ron probably 3 hours, and he's like, keep your fucking head down. Stop popping your head up, right? He's like, man, if you get nervous, you feel like you're off, try to hit the ball 30 yards. I was like, what? He's like, bro, try to hit the ball as soft as possible. I didn't think about nothing. That helped a lot too. Get to the tee box. Grant Horvat and God damn it, I forgot the other dude from that left good.
Micah Morris?
Micah.
Yeah.
Micah and Grant just signed with TaylorMade. So they're like, there's no offense or nothing, you know what I mean? But they're like they're the bigger golfers, right? Not followers wise, but like, you know, they're big in golf, whatever. But it was a big deal. It was like this thing. So, you know, I've never seen a tour truck before like that. You know, I see all the pros. Ricky Fowler was really nice to me. You know, in the morning it's fucking cold. I go to the range, and I see Xander hitting, I don't know, maybe 8-iron, 9-iron. And it sounded like a samurai sword. It was the most insane sound I've ever heard in my life. And then I remember, like, you go there and there's like, you know, the tent, and it says pro, amateur. And it was like Titleist, Callaway, TaylorMade. You know, they had their own balls, and I was like, all right, where's the amateur one? It's over here. I'm like, all right, cool. Who cares? You know, whatever. See Xander hitting those balls, and I was like, bro, that was the most discouraging thing I ever seen in my life. Like, it was the most beautiful sounding things. I see Colin at the chipping place. And so Grant Horvat is shooting some content. And he goes, yo, Ben, you want to get in here? And I always start with a pitching wedge. And I remember I must have made the most disgusting, it was so just an ugly divot. It was like, I just hit it so fat. I was like, oh my God, bro, please, dear God, this can't be me right now. Then I got finally one in the air. It was cold. Starting to hit it. I don't want to hit anymore. Get to the first tee box, meet John, meet his caddy. We start talking, boom. They fuck up my name at the tee box. They're like, from Los Angeles, Ben Baylor, this old dude. And I was like, I'm already in a bad mood right there, right? Yeah. So my driver was giving me trouble all week. So I left my driver at the hotel room on purpose. I was like, I'm not even bringing it.
Really?
Yeah. So 3-wood off the tee.
That's some discipline right there.
Yeah. 3-wood, I know I'm solid. I'll get on the fairway. And I was so intimidated by the grass. It was fucking rough, was up to like my calf. So I hit the 3-wood. It went like 700 yards in the sky. 170 yards, like 175 yards carry, I think, whatever. And it dropped down, and I was like, oh my God, I cannot believe it just happened. And I was like, wow, it just happened, and they're fucking filming. This is terrible. And Rom goes, shake it off, bro. Give me a tap. He's like, bro, it's on the middle of the fairway. Let's go. I'm like, yeah, I only got 230 more yards to try to make a GR, you know what I mean? It was funny. So it was like, cool. I think after the 4th hole, I shook it off. We get to the first par 5, and I remember my second shot is 225 yards because Rom's drive was so massive. We got 225 yards to the hole. Rom goes, he hits it right to the left green bunker. Perfect lie, dead center of the fairway. Take out the 5-wood for the first time. It's never been used. Period. 224 yards. Now I have a 4-foot putt dead center to the pin for eagle. Make the 4-foot putt. I had a stroke on that hole. Albatross.
Oh, there you go. Right
so I was
there,
like, holy shit.
Started.
We get to the 9th hole, finish. I'm not looking at the gigantic leaderboard. Why would I look at that leaderboard? It's so stupid. I'm like, bro, it's just like, dog, we even get in the top 50. I don't even know if there's 50, but I mean, I was like, who cares? I remember taking a break for too long, and I didn't realize, I thought it was like, like the tournament. So I thought that maybe we can get a sandwich, do whatever. I didn't know we go straight to 10, right? I've never done this before. Like, well, where you at, boss? Don't worry about it. I'm coming. I literally, like, hole-in-one golf tricks, you know what I mean? Like, I hit the ball super fast. It was actually okay. It was in play. And then I never looked at the scoreboard. So when he finished the 18th hole, shook everyone's hand. I was like, yo, cool. I was like, I have an 8, I'm starving. And I ran straight to the restaurant, to the area where they had all the food. And I piled on prime rib, and I also stuffed ribs. I had like barbecue sauce on my face and everything. And the guy's announcing the winners. And there was a North Course, and he goes, the winner of the 2023 Century Farmers Pro-Am. And when I heard him say Ron Baller, dude, I almost had a fucking heart attack. I literally was like, shut the fuck, no way. I was like, did he just say? And the guy's like, Rom, ball again. And I had my towel, the caddy had my clubs. And this towel, I've been wiping wedges and nasty stuff on there. I wiped my face. I didn't care. I was like, yo, is this for real? No way. I cannot believe this is real. I couldn't believe it. And I think I went deaf. First person I called was my wife. Second person was Ron. I think that was after I posted the selfie and all that other shit. You know what I mean? I went crazy. Yeah. I wouldn't let the trophy out of my sight. And people were like, I was like, no way. Like, I couldn't believe it. I ran into Siwoo Kim, who we're friends with. And in Korean and English, like in Korean English, he was like, you won? I was like, bro, I won, man. You know what I mean? And it was just like, it was crazy, again, that was luck, obviously, but like.
No, it's remarkable. So the first time you ever played 18 holes and you win it.
Well, no, it was a different time. I would say it was my first course. My first time ever playing the course was Torrey Pines, but then 7 months later, I played my first U.S. Pro-Am and I win. Yeah, that's pretty crazy.
That's huge. We'll hopefully have an opportunity here this week.
Nah, man,
I just another Pro-Am. We'll see.
Nah, man, that was really lucky. And
no, I mean that's huge, and you have to do it with John Rahm on Torrey Pines. Rahm was world number 1 at the point in time too, which is cool. So, yeah. I mean that's awesome. So, all right, let's dive into his Fourball and see who he's going to be joined with.
We follow an order to make it easy for you to pick who's joining you on your dream Fourball. So the first guest is someone who means a lot to you, that you love playing golf with, that you'd have to have in your dream Fourball.
Man, I know I thought about this before, and I wish my dad, my stepdad who raised me, he passed away. He played golf all his entire life almost. Since I was a kid, he played golf, and he passed away in 2011. And no matter what, golf was on the TV and whatever. That would have been amazing. I just thought about that right now. That would have been probably the most meaningful to me. I don't know why I never really thought about it too much, and for some reason I just thought about it now. That would have fucked me up. That would have been like amazing. I think that would have been a dream. I think he would have been like, I'd probably invite him to everything. So if it wasn't him, maybe Anthony Kim, probably AK would have been like someone that, like Korean, has one on my side. I feel like he'll tell me like it's it. Like you're like, yeah, that was a pretty bad drive, bro. That was pretty bad. Like why don't you, have you should have the butt of the club, towards your belt buckle. He would give me the right advice.
Have you played golf with him?
Yeah. So
What's his game like now?
Disgusting, ridiculous, like.
That's what everyone just wants to see. They just want to see some Anthony Kim golf swing content.
You know what I'm saying? Like, dude's game is just, dear God, you know what I mean? Like, I throw like, a pro that doesn't recognize him because of the hair and the tattoos, whatever. I'd be like, yeah, you ever thought about trying to play pro? Like, like, oh no, man, like troll people. Like, I remember he told me a story. He went to Dallas, like a range. He's just hitting the 7-iron. I didn't know this until recently. I didn't know when I know you hear a sound on a ball, but it sounds good. Yeah. But then when you talk to a pro or someone who really plays, that's, the sound like a different sound than everyone else hears. So after a while, people are like, yo, what the fuck, man? You're just hitting the 7-iron like regular, So like, yeah, he got it still. I just think that, he'd need maybe a couple weeks to like really dial in things, but yeah, he still got it.
I loved all the rumors when the Live League was emerging, and there was a lot of memes or just different false news outlets were claiming that Anthony Kim was going to make a comeback and play at Live, and everyone's like, oh my God, this is amazing. So everyone wants to see the guy play again,
No, for sure, man. It's just like, and it was funny because I got caught up in some bullshit, whatever, and I felt bad because he cussed me out about it. But like, a lot of rumors are out, right? About, I shouldn't speak on, I'm not at liberty to talk about him, but like, like whatever, the injury and this and that and whatever, he can still play, it's just, does he want to, right? And of course the money and whatever, and then the time went off, and then there's like, and like the dude, I don't know anybody in the world that is really just mind his own business. Like, Anthony could go like 2-3 days without uttering a word out of his mouth. Wow. Like, doesn't care. Like, chilling. Have some beers, all right, cool, all right. Well, is it time to move from the patio into the living room? Like, just chill. No social media, doesn't really care here and there. Just a chill dude, just like a really cool dude. So like, that'd be awesome. I hope he does. Yeah. Like if he went to a league where like, like it was the hell league where you're going to hell, like I'm like, all right, let's go. Where do we go, Ant? You know what I'm saying? Okay, let's go. But like, yeah, no, he's an idol to Koreans, and he's a beast.
Yeah. So when did you guys link up? How did you guys meet?
We met through a friend of mine, Alex Kang, who's Daniel Kang, the LPGA pro. Alex Kang had introduced us, and there's other stuff I can't really talk about, but yeah, he linked us up, and it was funny because we had talked about, AK would wear the iced out buckles and stuff, whatever, and we talked about that, and just ended up being really cool. And I think also the Korean heritage and us growing up very similar backgrounds with how our parents were, and his dad was really tough on him, and a lot of those things. And the weirdest thing, Ron Del Barrio was his coach when he was 11 years old, like 12 and 10.
Boy. Ron is everywhere, man.
Yeah, right? Like, really.
This guy.
Like, that's crazy, right? And, like, AK was hustling people at 10 years old, 11 years old, like, hustling people at Weddington. You know what I'm saying? Like, he would have pockets of cash, hustling adults at the putting green. He was just, dude was nice with it,
Yeah.
And I think at 11, Ron said he was already beating him on the 9-hole there. Jeez. Just, like, pretty crazy, right? Yeah, so that was a lot of weird similarities and that, like, 1 degree of separation, and it was, like, it just ended up being cool.
Yeah. Well, that's a good start to the Fourball right there, Anthony Kim. I mean,
that's one.
Way to kick it off there.
Okay, the next person joining you is someone you consider a master of their craft.
Damn, man. It'd have to be Tiger, man. You know what I mean? He's I've never played with Tiger, we got the same agency, we're tailor-made and boom, and I've seen him here and there, and I've seen him at Laker games and stuff, but, like, I don't bother people, so, like, that would have to be just because, I don't care injury or not, just the stories and just the shit talking, during the round. It'd definitely be Tiger.
Yeah. It looks like you might know a few people might be able to make that
Yeah.
connect those dots or something, but
Yeah.
I mean, I heard Tiger does talk a lot of shit on the golf course. Lots of banter back and forth, very competitive, so be a good time. Yeah, I mean, injury or not, I mean, dude, get this teed up with Tiger, it'd be a great time.
You know, I heard even after when he was rehabilitating, he was still, again, it's different. Always people say like, I don't know, I can't tell the difference. Like you play, it's one day, it's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, any day could be bad. I had a friend shot a 68 at Angeles. My boy Sean Malto is pro skater. The very next day he shot at 81, and he couldn't figure it out, right? And like, say Tiger could shoot, low 60s probably anywhere still, just on a course if it's on his time, playing, just chilling, like a regular 5-hour round or whatever. Yeah. But like on tour, it is different. Yeah. But yeah, I mean that has to be him.
So obviously, getting into golf later in your life, when Tiger was like in his prime and winning just nonstop every time he turned on a tournament, Tiger seemed to be winning. Did you ever follow golf or watch Tiger play, or is there a Tiger moment that stands out to you that you'll never forget?
So as funny as this sounds, there was a show called That's Incredible. This was early 80s, I think. Tiger's only a few years younger than me. And That's Incredible was like a show on Channel 7, ABC, that was like showcased like people who would do something crazy. Like, I don't know, I forgot, I think this guy fit himself in a suitcase, like weird things, whatever. I think Tiger at the time was like 4 years old or whatever, 3 or 5, or I don't know. He was young, he was a toddler. And I remember seeing that there. Then I remember when he made his first like pro debut or whatever, I had heard his name. And he was half Asian, half black, so I thought it was cool. My mom was an instant fan, so was my dad, you know what I'm saying? Huge fan, so I remember him winning and seeing like highlights and stuff, but I never watched a round of him play, which is mind-boggling, right? Like it was I just knew he was the baddest. I never understood. I wish I had, in real time, I could have watched it and seen it in real time, right? When you think about how many years he went without missing a cut, or what he was doing throughout those years, it destroys me right now. Yeah. That I didn't go back and had time to whatever. I could have picked it up then. Why not? Yeah. I was a fucking DJ. I was working at nighttime. I was at a music label. I was a boss. I could have, that was probably in my life when I think about big regrets, like besides one pretty obvious one to people who follow me, that would be one of the biggest regrets of my life, not picking up golf at an early age.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, the stuff he did back in the day, in his heyday, in his career is just incredible. The cuts, the streak there. I mean, just all the wins. I mean, the guy's won.
Even hitting a slice on purpose to make it go dogleg right. You know what I'm saying? Like shit like that. Like, God damn, bro. Like just even the shots I see now, I'm never, like a lot of people play the same things, but when I just watch, Jesus Christ, bro. Especially when you think about what's on the line. When he's in contention, when he's out, when he's coming back, like just the thing. It's nuts.
Yeah. Well, so definitely. You started late in life, Ben, but you're definitely making up for lost time.
That's what I think,
like fitting a lot of golf in.
Yeah, like calling sometimes, the other guys will be like, yo, you play more golf than we do. Like off the tour, like you're playing a lot. I'm like, dude, I'm trying to figure it out, and it's not like it's a bicycle. There's no muscle memory, right? Like it's like I haven't developed a swing to where it's consistent. I've changed things here and there. It's like when I took 2 months off this year, I was like, damn, dude, I'm fighting to break 100 right now, and barely did. So I'm like, damn, I got to figure it out. And at that point, it's just like really grinding. So I know the more I play, the more comfortable I'll be with it. I want to be at a point where I can be like my cousins and other people, like not play for a month or two and still shoot a 79 or 78 or 76, then play a little bit more. And just, I want to be at that place. But
there's so much to learn, isn't there, in golf? I think that's the hindrance.
But the best part about it is we had Schoolboy Q on my podcast, and I remember him starting to pick up golf. And I was watching Schoolboy Q, and I was like, bro, you a straight gangster rapper. Like, I cannot believe you put up golf. Like, you just, like that another thing kind of like was like, wow. And he said something on the show, and he said, you find out a lot about yourself on a golf course when you're out there by yourself. When you're playing by yourself too, you really find out a lot about who you are. And I think going through some tough times, I was like, wow, you really find out about integrity. Mm-hmm. Like, yeah, you missed a putt by an inch or two, whatever, boom. Don't say you made it, bro. Yeah. Because you didn't, right? It means a lot more and whatever. When I had my first ace, it was like 2 months after my first round ever, 3 months after my first round.
I think he's playing a lot. I think you must be playing like twice a day.
I didn't say anything to anybody. And then Ron, he's real big on like, I remember I was like, oh shit, man, I shot a when I broke 90 the first time, I was like, oh man, I shot a fucking 88. He goes, shot 96. Look at my scorecard. I shot a fucking 88. He goes, hit one into the water, this. And I was like, you told me to hit another shot. I was like, yeah, it doesn't mean you missed that shot, that you got that counted. I was like, yeah, bro, but it did, like, you know what I mean? Like, I fucked up. And he goes, exactly. Shot a 96. So Ron's big on that. Yeah. So he goes, wouldn't that be amazing if they caught that on camera? And I was like, I'm not going to tell anybody on Instagram because it's stupid. It's not, no one's going to believe me. I was by myself. And he's like, what time were you playing at? Because he lives right next to the course. And he's also the pro there, right? So I was like, between 6:15 and 6:30 as a hole 3. And he goes, all right, cool. He goes, cameras are old there, man, but yeah, we'll figure it out. Monday morning at 8 a.m., I have my lesson. Get there, a dude named Eric, manager, walks over to me and he goes, hey man, I got something for you in the office. They saw the footage. It's like, there's like 1983 Scarface camera footage, like, you know what I mean, boom. 2 things. Say he talks to some high school kids that were on hole 8. So hole 3's going this way, hole 8 tee box is here. So they heard a man screaming. They thought he was getting robbed or something. And that was me running to the hole, right, freaking out. Because I hit a 56 wedge, I hit it, and then it rolled 10 feet. It went 10 feet and rolled back into the hole. And then they gave me a certificate.
No way.
Yeah, they gave me a hole-in-one certificate at the course, and I was like, damn, dog, this is legit. This is.
So they actually have the footage of you making it, or is just?
I guess they reviewed the footage, yeah, and then that's, otherwise they wouldn't have, you know what I mean? It's like, no, dude, you made it.
No
so
way,
like,
that's
yeah.
awesome.
So they gave me the thing. And Ron was really big on it, and I didn't post anything until I had that, the certificate or whatever, because otherwise there's no reason. I'm the last person, if there was like no proof from something, I wouldn't have posted. It was impossible. So,
Well, lucky there was cameras.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, final person joining your Fourball is a celebrity guest. You obviously have worked with a lot of celebrities, creating custom jewelry for them. Who are you going to pick?
You know, when you said master of the craft, I was really close to thinking about Michael Jordan. But I wanted to have someone like, I mean, he's good at golf, of course, but it needed to be a master in golf. You know what I mean? I didn't want Elon Musk, you know what I'm saying, like playing with me because he's a master at spaceships or whatever. So when it comes to celebrity, you know, it's tough because Michael Jordan is a celebrity too. But like, it's not about a dream because I've played with some of these guys, right? But like, it's about us 4 together and what would collectively be done, right? And I don't think Tiger and Matt, even though MJ and Tiger and played 1,000,000 rounds together or whatever, they played a lot together, then I'd feel left out. Do you know what I mean? It'd be like they'd have their own thing, but then it'd be like some random things, right? I'd go with Justin Bieber. Because, you know, Biebs is my boy. We've played together. He just played my tournament. He's starting to really get deep into golf. Random, again, Ron Del Barrio coached Bieber too, man. So Ron is everywhere. So yeah, so Bieber picked up golf, I think, a long time ago. His right-hand man, Ryan Good, you know, he was born in Jupiter.
Yeah, I saw Ryan. He was out at the U.S. Open in L.A. and I mean, Biebs he plays golf in the DJ Khaled music video too, right? So
yeah, I mean, you know,
I didn't know if he
plays
it seriously, so he does.
No, he does. He likes golf. He's serious. I mean, been playing way longer than me. I don't know if he plays as much as I do, but like, one time I was randomly playing with my cousin, and this guy Sam Yee, who was a ex-pro, he's on the Asia tour, and me and Sam Yee were fooling around hole 12 pull up to hole 12 at Angeles. And Justin Bieber is coming around the corner. And I was like, yo, what the, bro, was good. And I hadn't seen him in a while, right? And my cousin has never met him before. And he's like, oh shit, that's Justin Bieber. And Justin was like, it was like a 3-minute hug. 3 minutes is a long time, you know what I mean? I was like, bro, how are you, man? That's good, like, boom. He had like 2 security guards in different carts following him and stuff. And I was like, yo, bro, what are you doing here? He's like, man, it's pretty chill. I could play here, you know, get my rounds. I like playing here too. So that was like cool, and then we connected again, and we've been on and off friends for 13 years or so, 14 years almost. And, you know, he loves the game too, and Ryan's like, again, he's born and raised in Jupiter, right, Florida. So like, you know, he's good too. He's good enough to where, you know, play whatever. I think that would be like a solid little foursome right there.
What's Justin Bieber's handicap?
I don't know.
Roughly.
I think anywhere between a 12 and 16 maybe. Okay. I think, you know what I mean? I think he could shoot like, you know, like probably like mid 80s, I think, you know. I'm not exactly sure.
No, it's solid. I mean, it's pretty good 4-ball right there. I mean, Anthony Kim, Tiger Woods, yourself, and Justin Bieber. So probably have a lot of fanfare following you guys around. Maybe
Yeah, no, but I just think that there's a lot of testosterone, but at the very same time, I think each of us are in different places in our lives. I think Justin's not who he was in 2013 or, at 8, 9, 10 when he was height certain things. He's at a different place, and I just like where he's at in his life. I think Andy's at a different place in his life. I assume Tiger's at a different place in his life. I'm definitely in a different place in my life. And I think that right there, that gels up the foursome.
I like that you've thought about the synergy. Yeah. I think this is
it's well thought out. You need the energy, because at the end of the day, like you said, you can have two of the members of the group kind of go away and make their own little group within the group, right? But you want to bring it all together and vibe.
Well, Anthony and Tiger, they're good friends. I'm saying, I don't think they talk to each other, but I'm saying, they were, they're boys, boys, like Nike team, whatever. Like if it was like, if we have an alternate and it wasn't like you gave me a different category, like just someone fucking crazy, then I might have said like Frank Sinatra or Donald Trump, or like, I would have said John Daly, like 100%. Like I don't drink and I don't really get drunk like that no more, but I would have got wasted with John. I never played golf drunk in my entire life.
Well, if we want to add a fifth onto the group, John Daly is always welcome, man. So
100%, man, 100%.
Music, drinks, whatever, man. He's always up for fun. So.
That's like, tell you the truth, that's probably the only person I could think of that I can't think of. Tiger's still up there, but like it's close then. Like John's probably the one I want to play with the most as far as like, but in the categories given, it's what it is. But John definitely like.
You picked well. You have a good Fourball.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
So I guess in closing, what court? Oh, you got one question. Okay.
So you've created grills for Justin Bieber before.
Yeah.
Who do you think out of the Live Golf roster would look the best in some grills? I'll ask you as well, Travis.
Wow.
Who's got the swag to pull it off?
I'd like to see Cam rocking one with the mullet. Yeah, it'd be an interesting.
Damn, man. You know what? Let me hold that thought for a second. Cam could be up there.
It seems uncomfortable, grills.
No, the way I make them, I can talk and still, you can, depending on how they are, especially a bottom. There'd be who I'd want to make them for. Like, I would think it'd be funny on Phil because it's so far away from Phil Mickelson type style, right? I don't think it's Brooks swag. No matter how, he could wear Louis Vuitton Air Force Ones.
He could pull it off, though, I think.
He could, but I think that it'd be too frat boy, like, try hard, and he doesn't need to be that because he's the man. I'm trying to think,
You want someone a bit more subtle? Graham McDowell with grills.
I can see Pat Perez maybe.
Pat, 100%. That's nothing for Pat. Like, Pat could definitely do that. He can pull it off. Like, I can't see Kevin Na. I just couldn't, dude. He's just too. Like, Pat looks like my 8th grade algebra teacher, bro. Like I'm just joking. I'm kidding. No. Harold could pull it off. Varner could pull it off. Damn, I think that Cam would f people up. I think it would be cool because do you know what I mean? Like he's so chill, like and the mullet and everything. I think Cam might be up there. Might be Cam. Pat is too easy. I think that's like, I think he would do it and no one even question it. Yeah. But Cam would be the coolest. It'd be like.
Probably shock the world a little bit. Yeah.
You have to smile with your bottom teeth. I suppose you would to show them off.
But it gives it a little bit of a more subtle. If it's at the tops. One, if you're just if you wear the whole mouth, then I'd say Pat. Okay. If it's just a grill period, I think a bottom 10 on Cam would be lit.
You have to take them off to eat. It's like Invisalign.
You should. But then when you get permanence, and I thought about doing that. I thought about getting permanence. Oh. Meaning, you eat fried chicken, whatever, boom, you're eating. You can't take them out. They're your permanent teeth. And I regret. Thank God I didn't do it. I would have regretted it. Yeah. And then at a certain point, I'd been like, bro, I'm 60 years old. I got diamond teeth, bro. I'm looking fucking crazy.
You've got great teeth.
Oh, thank you.
Don't put diamonds in them just yet.
No. That was a good question. You caught me off guard with that.
Cam Smith grill.
You think Cam Smith? And what about as like a few more accessories? Obviously grills, but then like you do necklaces, all sorts. Who do you think?
I'm with him. I'd kind of want to see Phil like
a real decked out chain.
I can make anybody a chain. I don't care how conservative you are and how not jewelry person you are. I could make anybody a chain. This is what I do. I do it in my sleep. It's like asking Phil to make a one putt. That's how easy it is to make. So when it comes to subtle, like I'm not even wearing, I'm wearing like pretty chill stuff. You could wear something that it would look like classy on Phil, like something he would never take off. It would be very, I don't want to use the word dainty because that's more of a feminine term, but I could make anyone a chain, but Bubba Watson wants me to make something like, you know, he's like, dude, we got to do, you know, a goat type of
We
something.
got to step up the range goats necklace.
Yeah.
There.
They have a chain currently. What are your thoughts on their range goat chain?
I think it's fun, man. I think it's funny. You know, I think it's fun. I don't want to say anything negative about anybody. You know, they're just like, yo, we need to step up our swag. I'm like, I got you. You know, but yeah, no, he wants to get something done, and I'm hyped to make it for anybody. But again, I think Pat is just gonna be able to pull off like the big chain easily. Like if Pat pulled up with a 6-inch or like a big Ben Baller chain, I don't think no one would say anything, because he's such a like, dude, he broke out like I don't know him to be a sneaker guy, and like I was pretty much something I'm still could at any time. If people look up OGs in the sneaker community, I was always there. You know, this dude pulled out 101 Jordan 11 golf shoes that had never been worn before in anything. He's pulling out like, you know, and people are like, like people in the sneaker community are like, who the hell is this guy? Oh, he's a golfer, but who is this guy outside of golf?
Yeah,
I don't know.
His sneaker collection is insane.
So 100%, if he's pulling up with his patent leather Jordan 11 101 golf shoes, he's got shorts on, he's got a thing, has a big chain, no one's talking at all. They'll be like, they'll think it's part of his uniform.
Yeah, that's right. He's right. We got to see it.
Well, I'm excited to see the Live Golf Championship rings and your design on that. I mean, that's exciting, isn't it?
Yeah, that is awesome. I'm stoked for that.
Are they gonna be golf themed, like a little golf ball ring, or can't disclose yet? Wait and see.
TBD. So can't wait to see him though, man.
Okay, so to wrap up your Dream Fourball, we ask each guest, where would you like to play it? Any golf course?
Oh man. I mean, if it could just be anywhere. See, like I think like Augusta's too easy to say, right? I feel like, you know, like there's a lot of history there, and but then I think about like, are we walking the course or are we in a golf cart?
It's a dream, so you can do whatever you want.
You know what, man? I would think Bandon Dunes, man, on a good weather day. It wouldn't want to be Pebble. I don't want to. Augusta could be cool and whatever, but I think with Bandon we have no choice but to walk. And I think at that point we could think more about things, you know, and then the view and walking around. I think that maybe Bandon, I'd choose that probably.
That'd be awesome. I love Bandon.
Yeah.
So we'll scratch the 35-mile-per-hour winds and side rain.
I'm saying on a perfect day. You know what I mean? Not like, you know.
That's awesome, man. Well, it's a hell of a Fourball. Definitely gonna go check that out when you guys get that together. So I'll come caddy for you. We'll have Ron out there too talking. It's all you guys. He's coached pretty much all of you besides Tiger. So
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if Ron's coached Tiger too.
No, man, for sure though. You know, but he coaches Jesper Barnevik. You know, he still does coaching for Jesper. So it's like funny because Jesper and Tiger are tied together from back in the day. But like, yeah, I don't know, man. He's an orthodox type of dude. You know.
He's the man. He's a good dude.
Well, best of luck playing in the Live Golf Pro-Am tomorrow. Hope you win. And you could put it in your Instagram bio with the other.
You know what? Honestly, to tell you the truth, I just don't want to. I don't want to hit anything too fat. Honestly, man, I just want to just have fun.
Just go out and have fun, man.
Yeah, I just want to go and have fun.
The putts will drop.
Yeah, that's it. I just want. I don't want to be a meme tomorrow. You know what I mean? I don't want to end up on Zyre Golf, like, you know, or PGA. I don't want to end up on a page tomorrow and be like, yo, look at this shot.
All right, no promises, but just swing. You know, take it easy.
Yeah.
Have fun.
Definitely.
You'll be good, man.
Awesome. Thanks.
Thank you guys for having me. Appreciate it.